In this video, I'm going to show you the easiest way to add a button to your dynamic header in Zenler. You can see an example of that here. You can see another one here, and if you want more buttons, they can have different animations as well. And can all be achieved by this simple 3-step process that I'm going to show you now. But first off, if you're new to Zenler, you have a dynamic header that displays on all pages on your site. So if I go into another one of these pages, you can see that it's the same menu that's loading up here. So if you want to add a call to action button similar to this one to a lead magnet or a booking form or something else, this is a easy way to achieve that. So the first step is to go in on the back end of your Zenler platform under Site and Pages and click and edit one of the pages you have here that has that dynamic header. So it doesn't matter what page you edit, as long as that page actually have your dynamic header. You can see that this one has it on my site. So the first thing you need to do with your header here is make sure that you have the items you want on the header. So we're going to click the settings icon and then click the menu. And here is where you add your different menu items by clicking that plus button right here. So once you've done that and also made the basic styling of your menu, you're ready to move on to the second step. And that's to copy the code for this dynamic header. Now, you don't need to write any code. You simply need to copy and paste this code. And I'm going to show you now how that's done. Simply hover over this menu item out here, and you can see that it opens up a code icon. Click on that code icon, and this can look a little bit scary, but trust me, it's not. All you need to do here is place the marker on the first row. So up here, you can see that it's blinking right there. Once you've done that, you want to mark everything, all the code here, and that can be done with a quick command, and that's going to be Command A on Mac or Control A if you're using PC. So you do that, and after that, you want to copy all this code. Again, with a short command, that's going to be Command C on Mac or Control C if you're using a PC. Once you have copied this code, you want to move over to this tool, Menu Button Tool for Zenler. There's more information about this tool below this video. This is a tool that I built, and all I need to do now is just click into this box and paste my code. And this will give me a preview of my menu. Now I can switch here from light mode to dark mode, and depending on what background color you have, you may have purple, blue, or yellow, whatever color. In the preview here, you can choose between either dark mode or light mode. Now we're only focusing on actually adding in the button. So whatever it looks like here, if it's dark mode or light mode, it doesn't really matter. You will only be adding the styling for the button or buttons through this tool. So I'm just going to go with dark mode because it looks the closest to my actual design. And then we're going to go down here to Style Menu Items. So first, I'm just going to pick one of the menu items, and I'm going to go with Course Creator Toolkit. And that will give me this blue button straight away. So I can see there's a nice hover effect over here as well. Now I can change the color. So I can either go here and click and add one of the other presets like this, or I can input my own hex code. So if you have your own branding colors, you can add that in here as well. And there's also options for the hover effect if you want to change that. So for this example, let me go with a blue button. And there's also option to change the text color if you want to do that. All just so that you can have this match your overall branding. You can also change the actual size of the button. I'm just going to leave it as is and move down to animation type. So here it's preset to no animation, but you can choose either hover focus, loop bounce, or loop wiggle. Hover focus rather is when you put the cursor above the button, it focuses in a little bit. And if we go with loop bounce, you can see that it's bouncing, and it's going to do that in a looping motion. So it bounces, waits a bit, and then it's going to bounce again. And that's a way to draw more attention to your button in the header. Or you can go with loop wiggle like this, and that will give that button a wiggle effect. I'm just going to go with loop bounce for this example. And then I click down here for add styled button. And this will generate this code. Again, you do not need to write any code. All I need to do now in order to add this site-wide to my website is to click on copy CSS, and that's going to be copied to my computer memory. And then I go over to my website, and I'm going to go over to site settings, and global includes. And if you have other code here, just make sure that you're on a new line. And then I'm going to paste the code in. So I'm going to go Command V on a Mac, or Control V if you're using PC, and then click Update. Now, in my experience, I normally and most times need to go back and click Update twice so that I actually see this confirmation message. So just make sure that you see this confirmation message. Once that's done, we're ready to go. So let's go over to the front end. I'm gonna reload, and there's my button, and it's animating the way I want it. So that's the basic use case of the menu customizer tool, but the menu button tool for Zenler. What you can do as well is adding more buttons. So if you want another button, let's go for tools. You can do that like this, and you can do the settings here as well. I'm just going to click add button, and that will generate a new code with both of these buttons. So then what I need to do is copy this code, go back, and I'm gonna remove this previous code because I don't need it, and just paste my new code, click update. I wanna make sure update twice so I see this message. And then I go to the front end, and I'm gonna reload, and there I have my two buttons. So an easy way to add one or more buttons, or even just change the way these menu items look on your Zenler platform. And that's all I had in this video. I hope you liked it. There's more information about the tool below this video. Until the next time, take care.